Assalamu alaikum everybody. Today I would like to talk about the function or role of psychological counseling cell that has been established in almost every college under this higher education scheme termed as Manodarpan. Now, first of all, let us try to understand what psychological counseling is about and who requires a psychological counseling. It is basically meant for normal people who are faced with, we can say, minor psychological or behavioral or adjustment and even sometimes relationship problems. Now, that means, in other words, that it is meant for everybody who is bothered by short-term or we can say temporary tough phases, or for anyone dealing with chronic challenges that do take toll on one's lives. Now, we all know that how concerned we are about our physical health, but at the same time, it is today realized that we should be equally concerned, and I would say even more concerned about our mental health, because it is well known that sound body requires a sound mind, or vice versa. So, especially it is more important these days when we are all actually faced with you can say the life which is full of competition, struggles, and more so to top it all in today's times of COVID-19 or pandemic. Now, in the past, mental health has always been a taboo, but thankfully, people now today have started realizing that it is very important to talk about it. So therefore, having somebody to talk to, especially who is the person who is expert in this field and who is ready to listen to you, who is ready to know about your problem and to help you out in resolving these issues or these problems is, we can say, certainly an inevitable boom in today's times. And we know that whenever we are faced with any problem, when we talk about these problems to somebody, it gives you or you find a solace in talking. So therefore, talk therapy is very important and most effective, or we can say a beneficial mode of giving vent to your feelings and to your desires and to your issues and problems. It acts like a catharsis. That is because you are relieved. Why catharsis? Because once you talk about your problems, once you talk about your issues, you are relieved of your burden that you alone were carrying till then. So, because then before talking, you feel that you're suffering alone. But when you share it with somebody, and especially with a professional who knows or who has the skills of dealing with these issues and problems, it definitely acts as a boon. So therefore, my dear students, there is nothing wrong in asking for help or in wanting to know how you can live a better and productive life. Because talking to someone about your problems is a step, we can say, in the right direction. Each one of us at one time or the other are faced with issues like stress, issues like minor depression, or even anxiety. But if you keep it to yourself, you suffer alone. And when you talk about these problems, you are basically addressing them, and that is the right way of dealing with them. So, in the counseling process, people are assured of all the help as well as confidentiality in dealing with his or her problems. You are provided with an assurance that your problem will never be made public and that you can freely talk about yourself. So, if we look at the whole process of counseling, we can talk about or we can find out what are the potential benefits of counseling. These potential benefits are many. To point towards a few, number one, it improves your communication and interpersonal skills. You learn how you can communicate with others. Then it gives you a greater self-acceptance and it enhances your self-esteem. Then you acquire an ability to change that self-defeating behavior or sometimes even the habits. Then next benefit would be that better expression and management of emotions. You learn to manage your emotions, and especially an emotion like anger. Then obviously, after getting counseled, you get a relief from depression, you get a relief from anxiety and other mental health conditions. And lastly, counseling increases your confidence and also your decision-making skills. So we can say that it is one of the best weapons that you have against the whole range of issues that I pointed out earlier also, like depression, grief, anxiety, stress, and as well as your adjustment and relationship issues. So, therefore, I would request you all, whosoever is faced with any of these problems, he or she should feel free to come to the counseling cell. We are there and we will try to give you utmost help that we can. And even when we find that, in case we find that your problem cannot be addressed by us, we can refer you to the professionals who are there for providing all possible help. Thank you.